Welcome guys to this particular video, and over here we're gonna talk about one very specific stock called Tesla. And I'm pretty sure you already know about Tesla, right? Elon Musk and Tesla right now is like at the top of the news. And of course what we're gonna cover in this video here is to walk you through the entire process, share with you my insights as to whether you should be investing in Tesla from a fundamental point of view, and then of course I'll spend some time to talk about the technical analysis aspect. And if today you decide to look into Tesla or you have an interest into buying Tesla, okay, the technical point of view will provide you some perspective as to what particular price would be good to get involved, and where do you put your stops, where would be the next likely target. Okay, so with that, we'll dive straight into the charts. My computer screen, I'll show you the information, and from there, you have a much better understanding. Right, so over here, what you see on my screen is the fundamental first on Tesla. Of course, there are many things that we can't use the traditional method to analyze Tesla, simply because it's a unique company by itself, right? So you can't use your normal value investing DCF valuation model. Tesla doesn't provide dividends, so there's no way you're going to use your dividend growth model for valuation. And at the same time, you can't use Graham's number as well, because again, if you put those methods to analyze the valuation of a company like Tesla, you obviously get an overvalued price. Okay, so we'll take that away, because there's no way you're going to do a valuation based on those models. Okay, but we have plugged in some numbers into our system over here to give us a quantitative score. This is purely based on how well the company is doing from a fundamental point of view. Okay, Tesla right now is giving us a score of 9, okay, which is not something that to me is a very fundamentally strong company. And I would label that if today you would like to get involved in Tesla or would like to trade it, it's more of like a momentum trade. Okay, it's not really a safe investment instrument, but based on the fundamental scoring over here, I wouldn't be very comfortable investing into Tesla. It's more like a trade. Okay, so you might get in, get out, get in, get out. So over here you can see the net income, cash flow, and change in cash is positive. Recently Tesla actually started to go into this territory in terms of the quantitative aspect. Okay, which means previously Tesla wasn't really making much money, right? But since 2020, it started to have a positive cash flow. It started to make a bit of profits. That's where you see it coming. Okay, but the net profit margin is really thin, right? Giving account into like EV space, Tesla is being like the leader in this industry. Okay, with a net profit margin of just 2.73. That's a little bit low, okay? Because if today you are a market leader in a particular industry or a particular sector, you would assume that, or you would expect, okay, the net profit margin to be a little bit bigger, okay? Maybe somewhere around like 20-30% or even up to 40%. But right now what we're seeing here is only 2.7, which is pretty low. Okay, and one thing, of course, you also need to take note that, as I mentioned just now, Tesla has just transited from, a cost-centric business to finally breaking even and starting to make profit. Okay, maybe down the road, give it another 3 to 5 years, who knows, maybe the net profit margin might start to increase. Okay, so because of that, if you take a look at the ROA, ROE, and ROI, is definitely on the low side. Okay, one thing I don't really like about it, of course, is their long-term debt to their earnings. Basically, it means that if today Tesla were to go into liquidation, they won't be able to repay their debt. Okay, so that's what it means according to their earnings, right? So they need like a long time to be in operation and use their profit to actually repay their debt. That's what it essentially means. Okay, and of course dividend here is 0. Okay, so this metric here basically from the entire thing, it just minus off 3 points out of it. Okay, so giving you this perspective, I want you to know that right now, if you are a fundamentalist, of course Tesla here is a little bit difficult for you to make the decision on whether you want to invest or not. Okay, but from a technical point of view, I think that is a very different perspective. I think from a technical point of view, it's very interesting to keep an eye on it, especially for those of you who are Tesla fans, or you have perhaps missed some of the up move and you'd like to get involved right now. I think the opportunity is presenting itself soon. Okay, and this is on a 4-hour time frame. Okay, so before we talk about the price, like where you can focus on, I just want you to bring your attention to like some of the technical patterns that tends to happen over and over and over again. Okay, so I don't need to go all the way back like very long. Okay, but just get started looking at some of the patterns that happens back in March last year. Okay, so this was it. Okay, so you can see after a push up, right, what happens in the price market is that it forms a consolidation, or we call a correction, and then it just keep going. It forms a sideways move, and then it just keep going, and then it forms a sideways move, and then it keeps going. Okay, so you can see the pattern, right? It's repeating itself. So that has been happening in Tesla, right? Because the momentum is definitely to the upside. You can see every time it does a consolidation, it push higher. It does a consolidation, it push higher. Okay, so right now where we are, you can see after this push higher, we are right now in the consolidation. Then of course the question here is, will we see the next push up, or is it like the top of Tesla and we're gonna see a big major correction? Honestly, nobody will know about that. Okay, but of course, if today you're looking to be trading it, okay, trading means short term in and out, you definitely will need to have a stop loss in place and things like that. Then you definitely want to keep an eye on this, because looking at how this is playing out, I think this pattern here is likely to be completed maybe within this week, or by early next week. Okay, very close to the potential area. So over here, of course, the technical methodology that I use also incorporate a little bit of like Elliott wave, volume profile, things like that, Fibonacci. Okay, but I wouldn't want to go too in-depth into it because it will complicate the whole process. Okay, but what you see over here is basically the understanding that after an impulse push, you expect a correction, and the simplest pattern for a correction is a 3-wave move. Okay, you can label it A, B, C, W, X, Y based on Elliott wave. They essentially means about the same thing. Okay, and I did pull in a fit here as well, which is just basically an equal move of it. And this tells me that the area of interest, if you're looking to buy, is somewhere around $757. Okay, if you just round out a little bit, it's about $755 to $730. Okay, so basically this zone here is a good area for you to keep an eye on if you're interested to buy into Tesla. Okay, and if today I were to put in a stop loss in place, okay, I can actually use the fit as well based on a 1618. Okay, and your stop loss will then naturally be around the $680. Okay, so with the technical, the advantage is, of course, you have a very specific entry price, cutoff price, and you can also use it for a target. And the timing here will be able to help you a little bit if you're looking at technical point of view. Okay, and as long as, honestly, as long as price is above this $615 price point, you can still say technically Tesla is still in an uptrend. Okay, but once price break the $615, I think then we are transiting into a downtrend. Okay, so for now, definitely it's still in an uptrend. Okay, in terms of targets, right, take profit. Okay, one way you can utilize, of course, is also the fit, because there's no previous high, right? Tesla is already at all-time high. So if you want to project it further, I think one of the methods that you can use is a fit extension. Okay, let me bring in my 127. Okay, 141, of course. I'll just take the 141. Okay, so right now, the simplest method to kind of do a quick projection for Tesla, of course, will be based on an extension. That's one method we can utilize, right? And over here, you'll be able to then see that this is the first target. Perhaps then this will be the second target, right? Somewhere around $985 and $985. Okay, if you're a little bit more aggressive and you really believe that Tesla will be able to move off in a very strong momentum to the upside, you'll be able to potentially look at this key levels as well. Okay, let me bring that in. Okay, so you do see a confluence over here, and of course the next one here is breaking 1,000. Okay, nobody say it's impossible. I think, you know, if the momentum is there, it can potentially keep going up. Okay, so to give you an idea of this, okay, let's say we put in our entry to be around the $757 with a stops of 680. Then of course with our first target here around the 935. Okay, that gives you a risk reward of about 1:2.37, pretty decent, I would say. Okay, of course, if it hits your first target, you can take partial profit out and let the trade run. Okay, and perhaps you would have your second target somewhere up here around the $1,043. Okay, and maybe you take another partial profits off and let the entire trade run, right? So that's one way you can actually use to trade it. Okay, but over here, I really wanted to just share with you that, especially, okay, for those of you who are keen to keep an eye on this pair, on Tesla, okay, if you're interested in this company, you've been waiting to get involved in, I think right now, this week, or maybe, you know, it can take up to early next week for it to develop. Okay, now, first thing off, of course, I'm not saying that this is 100% gonna happen. It can really just, you know, keep going down, and then this is just another losing trade, or it does not need to come down here, right? It can just basically from here start going up. Okay, the idea here, again, you need to have a proper plan, you need to have proper risk management, how you're going to execute your trade. All this are given, right? I'm assuming that you have those in place already. Okay, and this video simply serves a purpose to bring your attention to it. For those of you who are really keen, and for those of you who are already monitoring Tesla, perhaps this video is able to give you another perspective, another angle into it. Okay, so yeah, that's all for me in this video. I hope you actually pick up a few things here and there with regards to Tesla. So the question is, whether will I be personally investing into it? I wouldn't be. Okay, investing into Tesla, if I were to get involved, is more likely just a trade. Okay, and I would definitely pay attention to what I've talked about in terms of the price point, but I will not be putting in a pending limit. Okay, but I will be monitoring when price comes into the area that I mentioned just now. Okay, I will keep a very close watch and see if there's any sign for me to jump onto it. If there is, great, I'll ride the move if it's starting to go up. If not, then, you know, I'll just let it go. Okay, so that's my view and my analysis on Tesla, and I hope you actually enjoy that. And if you do, would really appreciate if you can hit the like button, and of course subscribe to the channel if you've not done that, so that whenever I release a video like that, you'll be the first one to be notified. Okay, so let me know in the comments below as well if you are personally interested into Tesla. Perhaps if you're looking to trade it as well, what are some of the price that you have, what are some analysis that you have. Do share with me in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.